Rabbi Laura is one of them, yes. We have many, many clones, the Rabbi clone, right? And they're all going to tell you the same thing, and they all have like the same, and they all go back to their clone lives, and they're all the same. What makes our show different, what makes us unique, right, is you're not going to find another show like this anywhere. Not on TV and not on the internet. Nowhere do you have a show like this with us, because we don't go home to the clone lifestyle, you know. Levi is very different than any other Frummy. How many Frummies do you know, folks, that can honestly say they have spent many days on a porno set? Oh, with the door closed. How many of them? Be honest now, because I know there's a few. Right? Am I right about that? And how many can honestly say that they're training for Alexander technique? How many Frummies are involved in Alexander, would you say?
I don't know any.
Okay, so these are very unique. We're very unique. We're doing things like, you know, that you're not used to getting, you know, and you're not going to find it anywhere else on the internet. So that's all I'm saying. You know, you can keep killing, you know, run around circles trying to find it, but you're not going to find that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to turning 50?
I'm fine with it because, like, my life cracked up when I was 21 and I was basically bedridden for 6 years. So after that, everything's a bonus.
Yeah?
Like, I never, turning 30, turning 40, turning 45 hasn't made any difference to me. I thought I was never going to get well again, so after that, everything's a bonus.
Oh, okay. I tell you the truth. I'm going to be very honest now. I'm going to tell you something I did not say in my essay. I was always very afraid to turn 50 and still be single. To me, that was like, I don't know, I think growing up I felt like 50 is like 120, you know. 50 is you're old, 50 is you're done, 50 is you're dead. You don't see any professional athletes in their 50s, except like in the seniors too.
George Blinder played, I think,
till like 48.
Yeah.
You know, but nobody makes it, you know, Chris Chilios was 48. Nobody makes it to 50. 50 is like, that's for the seniors tour on the PGA circuit, right? Or the seniors tour, whatever it's called. And I mean, there's like they put you at the stud at 50. I mean, like you're done, right? And you know, it's just like everybody's parents, you know, when you're growing up are under 50. Like 50 is like really old, you know. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna become 50. I'm never gonna be 50. That's really old. 50 is old. And like I don't want to be old without a wife. That's gonna suck. You know, and I've got to be married. I've got to get married by 50. And if I'm not married by 50, I am going to kill myself. And I think I've talked about it here. Like, I don't know how long I'm going to be around because I don't want to do 50 alone, you know. You know, so it's not easy because, you know, I know that I'm 50 and I'm single. And there's a really good chance I'm going to be 60 and single and 70 and single. You know, there's a good chance that's going to happen. It's just not meant to be. And the reason is, it's not really my fault. The reason is I've taken upon myself to not have kids. And unfortunately, all the other rabbi clones that we're competing with on the internet, all of them don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. They don't know the difference between an abuse cycle and a motorcycle. And they will tell everybody, oh, you got to have kids, you got to have kids, you got to have kids, no matter what, and therefore there's nobody for me to marry. Right? What we need is more people to follow me and understand that if you grew up abused, the thing you should do is take upon yourself to never have kids. And if everybody would do that, then there would be lots of women that I could theoretically have married all this time, right? But you're not going to hear that from the other places on the internet because that's taboo. Taboo. Right? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
And you know, Levi's going through the same thing too because the same people, the same community, the mainstream of the from Jewish world will say, we don't want to set our kids up with a ger. We don't want them to be set up with a convert. Ooh, right? Right? Am I right? That's what's going to happen, right? And they'll like, you know, they'll like hush hush about that, and they'll say, oh, we think it's great that you're becoming Jewish, right? Oh, I'm sure there's going to be lots of girls who'll be interested in you, but secretly they won't let their own daughter be with you, right? When was the last time that somebody converted and their converting rabbi offered them their own kid, you know, to marry? I haven't seen that. If somebody's seen that, please let me know, right? So, you know, like, oh, you're one of us. My ass! My ass, right? When was the last time that a rabbi helped do, who's involved in kiruv, in outreach, turned somebody into a frummy, and then offered their own kid to marry that BT? When was the last time that happened? You know why? Because they will tell you that, oh, you're now one of us. But in reality, you're not. You can become a BT, you can become Baal Tshuva, a newbie, or you can become a ger, which is a convert, and you're never going to be accepted by the mainstream because the majority of the mainstream is scared to death of ever letting their kids marry.
Also, I served in the First Gulf War, and I sustained a serious injury in a very private place in my body.
Yeah, that's
so I'm like permanently damaged there. That kind of frightens a lot of people.
Why would you even say something that's stupid? Okay.
Okay, so.
Oh.
So Greg says he knows this story of a Chabad Shabbos Goy.
It's not Greg, it's Brandon.
Brandon, who started talking to a rabbi's daughter of a Chabad on campus. The rabbi forced him to stop talking. All of a sudden, 2 years later, he converts, and now they are married.
Oh, okay. So there's your one case of it happening. I'm wrong. Thanks. So that happened. You converted to the wrong place, lady. You should have went down there to Florida. Hey, I have total respect for that rabbi for allowing that to happen, right? Because that is very unusual. I like that.
If he did allow it to happen, his daughter might have decided it on her own.
Right. She might have gotten pregnant or something like that. Had to. All right. So I want to see, is D-Medic in the room yet?
Nah.
How do you know?
Oh, did you bring my money?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to make sure that D-Medic was in the room when I gave it to you.
Get D-Medic. Let's just take the money.
All right.
I love D-Medic. Not only does he send money, he uses good grammar. In fact, I don't know which of his two qualities I appreciate the most.
Here is your money from, make sure I have it right.
Sweet.
Here's, folks, here is your cashier's check.
Sweet.
From D-Medic. I'm handing it to you.
Thank you. Thanks, D-Medic.
And D-Medic's not in the room. I was trying to make sure he was in the room when it came out.
Sweet.
So and this is a good time to do a plug here for the show. Everybody should follow D-Medic's lead.
Use good grammar.
Use good grammar, and use that grammar to write out nice checks to Levi and I every month. Yeah? And Levi, what does that buy for them? Like let's say someone gave we were asking for $100 a month, right? What if they gave us $100 a month? What would that buy them?
Well, we'd certainly deal with all their questions. Like if they had a question, say, hey, could you discuss female rabbis, or could you discuss, lesbian Orthodox Jews in Israel who are, living their gay life on the down low, or could you talk about this amazing sefer from 13th century Provence, or like whatever your questions are, whatever the topics or like we'll even discuss sports. Like you say, oh, could you discuss, we're going to have a football season this year.
Yeah.
Like if you want to send in money, we will discuss any topic that you want.
Okay, let me ask you this. What if they say, Levi, we want you to shave your beard? How much would that cost?
I don't know, about $20,000.
You have a price on it?
Yeah.
You have a price on your beard?
Yeah, I'd shave it for $20,000.
It's not even $20,000, but you wouldn't do it to get laid that with those two women.
No.
Because they weren't good looking enough for you. Okay, no comment. Okay, so you would shave that for 20 grand.
Right.
Really?
But this is what you don't get if you donate. You don't get to say, oh, Levi, you can never say anything bad about Satmar. Or, Levi, you can never say anything critical about, Rabbi David Wolpe. Or, Levi, you can never say anything critical about trade unions. Or, like, you don't get to circumscribe my opinions or the rabbi's opinions. You don't get to say, oh, I want you to advocate that everybody vote for same-sex marriage, or I want you to advocate, single-payer health system. The United States, U.S. needs socialized medicine, and you have to advocate this every week on the show. I don't believe in socialized medicine, so I wouldn't advocate something contrary to my beliefs.
Okay. And what is there